Welcome to Module 3, which will be on the key factors for optimal health. And I'm going to tell you a bit about my journey. How did I end up here? How did I end up becoming a holistic naturopath? So, my journey began in 2012, where the leading experts on the planet gave up on me and my health. They said that they didn't know what's wrong with me and they didn't know what the solution is. So, when I finished my master's at the end of 2012, my body was giving up, so I suffered from chronic epididymitis, chronic prostatitis. I had psychomotor neuron retardation, which basically felt like I had an elephant sitting on me every time I woke up in the morning. And the doctors didn't know what was wrong, so I went to my GP. The GP gave up. He did all the blood tests and all the tests that he could do, and he said that we don't know what's wrong with you, so therefore we don't know what the solution is. I went as far as Harley Street, where Kulsum Nawaz was based in London, and I paid £3,500 for 1 day worth of checkups. I had a full body MRI scan, blood tests, urine test, and they couldn't find anything. So the last person I saw on Harley Street was a cardiologist consultant. He said that Adeel, don't waste any more money and time on us doctors. Go to the allergy testing people, because he said that it's in his history he only had one other patient who had similar symptoms to me and found some relief through going through allergy testing practitioners. So I came back from London to Manchester and I typed in Google allergy testing Manchester, and that came up with someone in Chorley, which is about 20 minutes drive away from Manchester. And I went to him, and the man said to me, hold 2 electrodes and he's going to pass some frequencies through my bodies, and that's going to tell his machine what's wrong. And I was very skeptical. I was like, what is this that you hold 2 electrodes, you pass some electricity to the body and it tells you what's wrong? So anyway, he did that, and what the machine flagged up was I had heavy metal poisoning. I had aluminium inside of me. Now, when I asked him where did the aluminium come from, he said, oh, maybe you use deodorants or maybe you use metal cutlery. But I knew that was not the case because I used oils, and metal cutlery I was skeptical about anyway. So I stormed out of the shop and his clinic, sorry. Then I came back to Oldham and I typed allergy testing practitioner Manchester again, and there was a lady based in Oldham where I lived, and she had a similar machine. It was similar technology, but it was a different machine. And so I went and got tested from her, and the results matched the guy's results from Chorley. So as a researcher, I started to think that there must be something in this, that it can't just be arbitrary that 2 sets of data match. But I still wasn't convinced. And then I got the test done for heavy metal poisoning through hair sample. I got a hair sample given to this lab, and they tested me for heavy metal poisoning, and those results matched the results that these machines were giving, and so I became a believer. And furthermore, I had food allergy testing done through my blood, and those results also matched the ones that these machines were giving, and then I became a complete firm believer in this technology, bioresonance. So that's how I came to bioenergetics. Now, to solve my problem of heavy metal poisoning, I had to study functional medicine. More specifically, I had to study Dr. Mark Hyman's book, The Ultramind Solution. And I implemented the stuff that he mentioned in the Ultramind Solution. So I took magnesium, I took zinc, I took fish oils, and I took probiotics. And these things helped to heal my body. So after spending 2 years where the experts had given up on me, I healed my body in 2 months. And that was a breakthrough. So a lot of people were surprised. And the question is, where did the aluminium then come from? And one day I was sat with my supervisor and we were discussing this. I was telling him what was happening to me, and we realized that the aluminium was coming from a powder that I was using during my research. So the powder was leaching through my skin, and I was inhaling the powder, and it was sticking to different parts of my organs, and it was destroying, shattering my nervous system. And so the question that arises is that, so were other students using zeolites, but why did nothing happen to them? And the answer to that is simply because, as Dr. Mark Hyman mentions in his book, that there's a gene by the name of GSTM1, and that's missing in 1/3 of the human population. So either I have that gene missing, and I've not had myself tested for that, but either I have that gene missing or the gene switched off. Either way, the metal was accumulating inside of my body, and that was leading to all these symptoms that I was experiencing that the doctors couldn't identify. And more details about that is in my book, Ultimate Bioreactor because I promised, I'd vow to the creator that if he helped me solve my problem, I'd help other people solve issues, chronic illnesses that the doctors give up on. So this module will be content based on my book, The Ultimate Bioreactor, and I'll be sharing some insights and more details about what's coming up in this book. So